What's going on, everybody? UCF Jaguar back here with GenJag.com, and I'm here to give you guys my instant reaction to the Jaguars Falcon preseason game. The Jaguars wind up winning this game 17-6, and I will come out with a more detailed video tomorrow night after I rewatch the game. However, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys instant reaction because I'm sure you guys are looking for it. So let's get it.
Last name ever, first name greatest. Like a sprained ankle, boy, ain't nothing to play with. Started off local.
So I guess we'll start this off by addressing the elephant in the room, and that is Blake Bortles. Now, Blake Bortles had a game much like last week where he shows a lot of good stuff. He has a pretty good completion percentage. However, those are overlooked by a couple of glaring bad throws and interceptions that he had. I mean, if you look at his total this game, he was 17 for 23 passing, which was a 74% completion percentage. However, you look at a few of the throws he had, more specifically 3 of them. Now, he had one bad pick that was a lot like last week's pick to Harrison Smith, where he didn't see a guy in a certain zone and this guy kind of came back, dropped back a little bit, and had a pretty easy interception. You had another interception in the red zone, which is actually an area where Blake Bortles does play very well, where he was kind of throwing the ball on an out route to D.D. Westbrook and overthrew him a little bit and threw an interception to him that was basically right in the guy's chest. Now, there's a lot of controversy about that one, whether it was D.D. Westbrook, where him stopped running on his route, didn't attempt to kind of go out and grab the ball. I was also hearing Fred Taylor talk about how Dante Moncrief wasn't really selling his route much, and that kind of led to the safety coming down and kind of making a play on it. But at the end of the day, man, Blake Bortles, it wasn't a good throw, and he has to be better about that. And also, in addition, there was a throw there where Blake Bortles was like under duress and he tried to like kind of shot put out a ball, and it was just dangerous, and you shouldn't be kind of making those kind of throws. But obviously, we need to see better out of Bortles. No, we're not going to be training for Teddy Bridgewater. No, Cody Kessler is not going to be the starting quarterback. It's going to be Blake Bortles, and we'll kind of see kind of see how he does throughout the kind of regular season. And obviously, this is not a game that you want to have, but there are a lot of good to take out of this, and we'll see kind of what the Jaguars do once we do have a full like playbook out there. We actually are game planning and stuff like that. I mean, when you compare Blake Bortles to the other quarterbacks that they played, I mean, Kirk Cousins didn't do very well. Matt Ryan didn't do very well either. None of the quarterbacks in the AFC South have done really well. But, of course, you know, Bortles will always be under the microscope. So we'll just kind of continue to progress to track his progress throughout the regular season because, you know, like I've always been saying, I'm not going to overreact to really anything in the preseason. But, you know, of course, we would like to see better decision making out of Blake Bortles. Now, when I look at the offense, I guess we'll go ahead and address this. Marquise Lee got hurt and it looked really, really bad. I mean, he was crying. It's most like an ACL. I mean, he's most likely done for the year. I mean, you look at the hit that he took. It looked painful. It looked brutal. And once again, we lose our main receiver. You know, last year we lost Allen Robinson after his first catch of the regular season. Now we lose Marquise Lee in a preseason. And, you know, the Jaguars, throughout their franchise's history, man, we've just been cursed at wide receiver. I mean, we only have 4 1,000-yard receivers in history. Last year, obviously, we were having wide receivers drop left and right. And it leaves a lot of, like, not a lot of experience at our wide receiver position. Like Dante Moncrief, he's like the oldest guy. I mean, him and Marquise Lee were both going into their 5th year. You know, now Moncrief is the oldest guy. The next oldest guys you have, you know, in the starting 4 now, our main 4 guys, you have D.D. Westbrook and Keelan Cole going into their 2nd years, and you had DJ Chark, a rookie. So DJ Chark's going to have to be the next man up. Now we'll most likely have this whole controversy of who's going to be the 6th receiver. Now most likely D.D. Westbrook and Rashad Green will make the roster unless they see somebody else out there that they can grab that's cut off of another team. But, man, it sucks. It sucks to have Marquise Lee out. It sucks to lose players. I mean, this is our first big injury that we've had. And, I know a lot of people are going to be wanting Dez Bryant. I don't think Dez Bryant is a good fit for our team. We're a team that really likes to ground and pound. We don't really... I just feel like he's a guy who is not taking the market deals for him. The Ravens offered him the deal. The Browns actually did offer him a deal, but he feels like he deserves more money than that. And I don't think he's a good fit for our team. I think he's going to be demanding the ball a little bit too much. I don't see him being a fit for the Jaguars. But let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think we should get Dez Bryant? It's just my opinion. I don't think the Jaguars need mouth and Blake Bortles' ear telling him to get me the ball, especially when we're a run first kind of team. But let me know what you guys kind of think about getting Dez Bryant. Now, one thing that I really liked out of our offense, I really liked this 2 running back set that we have going on. We come out there. We have 3 running backs between Leonard Fournette and TJ Yeldon and Corey Grant, who all have vastly different skill sets. And man, you're in there. I see Leonard Fournette dragging across, going in motion. All the linebackers kind of shift over there, and all of a sudden you throw a screen pass to Corey Grant, and he busts out there and gets a bunch of yards. Man, I love that set, man. I hope we feature it a lot during the season. It definitely gives something for the opposing defense to look at and monitor. And while we're on that topic, man, our screen pass game is lethal, man. We've been killing it on the screen passes these last 2 weeks. It's not something that used to really work out too well for us, but man, definitely like to see that continue. I thought Leonard Fournette had a really good game. He had a really good cutback run on a touchdown run where he saw good vision and just ran it up the field. And when it comes to zone run plays like that, you really have to be patient and read what kind of the offensive line gives you and what the defense, where the holes are at. And he was able to really do with that play as he busted up the scene for a touchdown. I really like that. Of course, our backup quarterback, Cody Kessler, also played a good game. He's shown as a very, very viable backup option for the Jaguars if anything were to happen to Blake Bortles. But yeah, of course, with the offense, luckily we had a more healthy offensive line together. Andrew Norwell and Jeremy Parnell made their preseason debuts. Brandon Linder was out with an injury, so Tyler Shatley started in his place. So, the offense, it did pretty well. I'll look forward to, like I said, rewatching the game and kind of getting more in-depth takeaways as opposed to instant reaction kind of things. But, we'll see what happens. We're going to need a receiver to really step up. We had Dante Moncrief got hit for a really long a really long reception. It was 45 yards or something like that off of a slant. So, still looking for a wide receiver to really step up and show themselves as a leading guy on a team. And, we'll, of course, continue to monitor that. Now, when you go to the defensive side of the ball, our defense played really, really well. They let up a long drive in the very first drive of the game, which eventually led to a field goal. But, later on in the game, they were getting 3 and out after 3 and out after 3 and out. They were getting sacks. The coverage was really, really good. The defense played, outstanding. And you had guys I know Malik Jackson got a sack, Yannick Ngakoue got a sack. Unfortunately, we were kind of injured on the defensive front this game. You had Marcel Darius get out due to some kind of pectoral injury. Apparently, they said that it was just hurting him, so I'm not sure. I don't think he pulled it or anything, so we'll continue to check on that. Tashawn Gibson went out injured, and we actually went out there and played Ronnie Harrison and the Wilson back there a little bit. So, that'll be something to, they were kind of splitting reps between them two. Of course, I don't know why, but a lot of fans really don't like Barry Church and Tashawn Gibson. I guess I don't know why. Of course, they did let up some plays last year, but at the same time, they both did play really well. All guys on the defense, let up plays, but, I definitely see them too as Tashawn Gibson and Barry Church as our day one starters. I don't think they're going to try to do anything sneaky when it comes to that. Overall, our defense played really well. Taven Bryan made his debut. Didn't really get to see too much out of Taven Bryan. I saw some good effort by him when it comes to getting up on the on the backside and running after plays. I saw he was double teamed a lot. He had a good deflection at the line of scrimmage. So Taven Bryan, that's one guy I'll really be looking at when I rewatch the game. I don't think he actually played until the second half. Not too sure, but also Dante Fowler, he definitely didn't play till the second half, and they're kind of working him back. he hasn't really had too much practice time just due to his injury and, of course, him getting suspended for a week for fighting Ngakoue. But we'll continue to, Dante Fowler, I mean, he's probably a little bit out of shape. They got to kind of work him in. Of course, he's suspended week 1 against the Giants, but I mean, if I were the Jags, I'd play his ass the whole entire game next week against the Bucs, just because I mean he needs the reps. He clearly has some rust. I mean, he does this spin move into nobody, but a lot of the fans wanted to cut him and whatnot. But I definitely see him as hopefully making a big impact, being able to continue on that 8-sack production from last season. But yeah, I mean, all in all, Jaguars won 17-6. A lot of good things to take away from this game, of course. The overwhelming thing was Blake Bortles making a few bad decisions. He's got to continue to work on that. But, I mean, overall, 17 for 23. Those aren't bad numbers. And, yeah, I mean, this will be the last time we see our starters till week 1 at the New York Giants. So, really excited to get this season kicked off. Thank you guys, everyone, for joining my live stream. It was a ton of fun. And, yeah, I mean, I'll catch you guys tomorrow with a full entire recap of this game.